Hello, and welcome to another episode with Sunndew. And as you can see, I've got a shuttle here. I've made numerous attempts of making one that looks kind of like the shuttle, but all have failed. So, I'm using the rocket that carried a similar rocket that carried the Orion spacecraft to the moon and back, but it's carrying the shuttle this time. So, let's get off. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, boy, it's gonna... Okay, so yeah, like I said, I've made numerous attempts to make one that, lifts off like a regular space shuttle, but all have failed. Because, yeah, it just gets topsy-turvy and falls right over. So, I decided, you know what, this design works, why not just keep it? And, keep using it. So I decided to just keep using this kind of design. So yeah, I've done a lot of tests on the runway to like check if it lands properly, and it does. It lands perfectly fine. Like 4 of the 5 takeoff and landings ended in success. The 5th one failed because I accidentally crashed the engine into the ground on takeoff, and yeah, I mean the engine's supposed to get destroyed if it does, you know, on landing, but you know, it happens. Anyways, so yeah, also I've got a new space station, which you'll see in a little bit. And this will rendezvous with it. Oh, and the old space station I think I might bring down. I don't know, I think I'll keep it up there maybe for like, in case either space station needs emergency like fuel or boosting or something, so I might keep it in space, maybe. I might just have to deorbit the whole thing. Because honestly, it isn't really that organized. It's just a bunch of ships that dock with it. Just kind of stay there for 8 years. Alright, separating those. And this stage slows its way down, but it keeps us at a normal pace, and then this just takes off and it'll get us into orbit. Alright, we just dropped the tank there to get us, that got us into an orbit. And we're on our own now. That whole thing there got us into orbit, so that leaves us with a lot of fuel left to pretty much do whatever we want. Get us into a higher orbit if we wanted. Deorbit us pretty good. But yeah, so now all we need to do is wait for the new space station to come around. Alright, so we're en route to the new space station. By the way, if you haven't noticed, I have put up a new space station, mostly because I didn't think the last space station was doing so well, because it was just getting really crowded and everything, and I didn't think it was organized as well. I just didn't think it was very good, at least. So I decided to make this one, and also I liked the Soyuz spacecraft so much because it was so like fuel efficient and could get space Kerbal and cosmonauts into space so efficiently. I decided to keep it, keep the space station and to um, get hang on, let's slow this baby down because it's coming in pretty quick. But so I put an adapter on both the on both areas, so like I can gosh, hang on, this is taking most of my attention. But I have adapters for both Apollo spacecraft, which I'm still gonna use. I'm still gonna use the Apollo spacecraft. It's just for right now they're being kind of replaced by the shuttle right now. Anyways, but so I'm still gonna use the spacecraft here, the Apollo spacecraft, I guess. Yeah, this is taking a lot of my attention. Sorry. But I'm still gonna use the Apollo spacecraft. I'm just kind of experimenting with new deals here. This is one of them. So, and it doesn't launch like a regular like shuttle you all see on, you know, what do you call it, YouTube or whatever. It kind of launches like a regular rocket. It's just sitting on top. Plus, it doesn't act like a regular shuttle, I guess. Because like I said, it uses a different way of getting into space. So hopefully, and it's JSS because it's Joint Space Station. It's just something I decided to use. So it's coming in on the space station here, very slowly. Cut the RCS because I don't want to run out of RCS fuel here. And fast forward here. Oh, I better open the shield. So yeah, it's a very nice. I've done a bunch of ground tests while this is when it was on the ground. I've done a bunch of ground tests with it, and so yeah, so far it worked pretty good. Worked to what I wanted it to do. So the Soyuz and Shuttle are both gonna shuttle Kerbal and cosmonauts into space. So I guess you could say that the Kerbal are kind of the Americans of the space program, at least in my game. You know, you don't have to have a cosmonaut or anything. But yeah. So, as far as I know, this thing can land on the ground pretty good. For some reason, not the tail, the what do you call it, fail all the time. So, you know, we'll work it out. I hate it when the RCS does that, because then it's just freaking out. I got the RCS. I need RCS fuel. Now, as you can see, this thing has a lot of fuel because of the staging kind of process I try and do. Yeah, it's really good. And it's all coming out of just these tanks, which is nice. So, guess we'll, yeah. Alrighty, we're coming up closer to the ISS here. Coming in a little bit awkward here. Or not necessarily. Oh, hold on. Jeez, that's the last thing I needed. Kill the RCS. I hate the RCS when it does that. It's freaking out. Bursts. This part's a little difficult because of the way the RCS thrusters are configured. I'm gonna change it up when I rebuild the spacecraft. Spacecraft. Sorry. So now that we're coming up here, I better do a couple more bursts to slow down. There we go. Looks like we might actually get pretty close. Yeah. Kinda getting scared here. I've never docked a craft like this before. I need to make sure I get it like it's perpendicular, I guess, to it. Because it'll look a little weird if it's just kinda little offset, kinda. Alright, we're getting closer and closer. A little couple bursts. Slow us down. Couple bursts. Turn the RCS off. And we have dock with the space station. Perfect. Alright, now that's pretty good. I'm surprised. I was surprised that it first got into space, let alone get into an orbit, and then, you know, last thing we need to test is get it on the ground, which will be next episode. Oh, these solar panels. So the next episode, I think I'll attach one of the Soyuz spacecraft here, and then maybe an Apollo spacecraft as like an eject. Well, I'll send up an Apollo for like fuel and eject if they need it. But yeah, like, favorite, share, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you next episode. Bye.